Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the very first episode of the Road to Legendary series, the most ambitious project I've ever attempted. A series filled with mischievous adventures, unfair deaths, preposterous treasures, with a mix of plain old fun. In this roller coaster of emotions, I will have to complete 20 legendary quests. The quests you are seeing on the screen currently are in no way more important than one or another. They are just there so you can see what we're dealing with. I also don't have to complete these in a chronological order. Dragons, sea serpents, elemental mobs, and Lycanites mobs events will make sure to try their very best to keep me from succeeding. But through determination, I will do it. As you may have noticed in the legendary quest list, I will be choosing one most voted on quest suggested by you guys. So if you have any epic quest ideas that you would like to see added, make sure to comment them down below and it just might make the list. That is all the information I wanted to relay for now. Enjoy the video. Well, this video was already a tragedy since I realized I wasn't recording for the first 2 minutes after spawning in, but then, now, as I am writing the script, I noticed that my microphone wasn't recording. But I had a very good seed, so I'm not going to restart it now. Originally, I only intended to have the intro to be a voiceover, but since my dumb brain forgot to check if my microphone is working, I will have to narrate this entire video. Anyway, so the first 2 days consisted of me looking around to see if I spawned next to a dragon, then I looked for a village to speed up the very first stages of the game, but I couldn't find one, so I just started making my own flint tools, and built my own dirt hut. I also spawned right next to a battle tower, which was huge since it meant that I can get a lot of XP relatively easily, but I can't find a clip where I acknowledge it in its full glory, so here's a clip of where the tower is kind of visible. Once that was done, I just started collecting flowers and then planting them around my house to encourage nymph spawning. Then it was time to figure out my H2O situation. So since I didn't have the iron to craft a bucket, or leather and charcoal to make a canteen, I just went and filled up 9 bottles with the most disgusting swamp water I could find. Unfortunately though, once I was done filling up my bottles, I noticed that I did spawn in the vicinity of a dragon after all. But since I really didn't feel like moving anywhere for the time being, I thought I might just lower my render distance and somehow make peace with the guy. Day 3, and it was time to raid the battle tower for XP. And loot, obviously. But mostly XP. I got some dirt, so I could tower up, and then from the top I broke the spawners one by one. You may ask why do this from the top to the bottom? Well, doing it this way allows you to mitigate the chances of mob spawning while you are breaking the spawners, making this ordeal a lot safer. I upgraded many of my skills relatively high, which was very nice, and then finally, instead of breaking the spawners for XP, I decided to grind some zombies instead. Then I died. Not sure how, but I did. Got my stuff back. Got struck by lightning. And then I died. Grinded some more zombies. Upgraded some more skills. Almost died a few times. Grinded some more zombies. Got killed by a Lux Karaki. And that was day 3 for you, ladies and gentlemen. If you're enjoying this Road to Legendary series, make sure to subscribe and like the video. That way, I can be certain that you guys are liking this, so I'll make even more. Also, make sure to leave a comment under the video. That way, when it's time for me to complete Legendary Quest number 17, your name will be added to the Hall of Fame. Now, back to where we left off. On day 4, the very first thing I did was get revenge on that Karaki. Then, I did a bit more battle tower misadventures. Mine some iron. home. On day 5, now that the battle tower thing was over, I needed more places to explore, so I started, well, exploring. And, to my delightful surprise, I actually found a village. I pillaged the entire place. And it was time to decide whether I want to live in my derelict dirt hole like a true loot goblin, or move into the village. In the end, I decided to move into the village though. As sad as it was, the dirt hut lifestyle idea was really short-lived. The reason why I moved to the village was because of the dragon that had the chance of accidentally wandering into my loaded chunks and frying everything that I have, which was a risk I just wasn't willing to take. Next day, I used this very useful crafting recipe of turning useless rotten flesh into dried flesh, which then can be cooked into leather. Very useful for bauble reforging. Then, since I had my skills all nice and high, I went and got me some armor. Next day, I crafted my very first bauble, which was a tool belt, which isn't all that special, but it is a bauble. And even better, it actually had a very useful quality. Then, I crafted an iron shield and an iron quiver, which also had pretty decent quality, that gave me just a bit more speed. Then, something unfortunate happened. I found out that this village was also next to a dragon. But I literally had nowhere else to go, so for the time being, I just lowered my render distance and just hoped that it wasn't going to disturb me. I also put up a nice clock in my house. And finally, at the very end of the day, I made an atlas. And if you want to see more epic RLCraft content, you can watch this video right here.